Hi guys, welcome to Boxing with TT. I'm so sorry I've been on hiatus. I've been trying to get some stuff together. My baby been sick. I've been sick, so excuse me if you hear a little bit coughing. Nah, thank God it's not the other stuff. It's just the regular common cold, okay? But thank you to my subscribers, my comments, my views, the people that joined the Facebook group chat, the people that joined the group. It's Boxing with TT. If you don't know, now you know. And yes, I did chop it, y'all. I chopped it. I chopped it off, y'all. Yeah, I chopped it. Okay. Don't come from me. Healthy hair versus length. Okay. So today we're going to talk about the Black Prince, aka Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson is born July 3rd, 1861 in Fredericton, St. Croix, or the West Indies. Now, it wasn't called the West Indies back then. It was called St. Croix. Okay, I don't want. Please don't let me say that name over again. I don't want to say that name again. Okay, it sounds like I'm summoning something and I ain't supposed to be summoning it. Right? He passes away July 13th, 1901, in Roma, Queensland, Australia, and he is a worker. And he works as a marrier, and he does a lot of boat or water work, okay? And I think that this was all for him being able to go and come as he wanted to. And I'm gonna tell you why I say what y'all gonna find out why I said what I just said, what I said, okay? He his parents is married. His mom name is Julia. His dad name is Joseph, aka Peter Joseph. Peter Jackson as well. They have 7 children, and the dad is a carpenter, and the mother is a watchmaker. Okay, and it is known that mom shows the affection to her youngest favorite boy. Okay, which I'm thinking is Peter Jackson. Now I know y'all wondering, like you said, his daddy name was Joseph, aka Peter. Or you got to remember what time of the era this was, okay? Dad gave him an AKA. He gave himself an AKA. His legal name was Peter Jackson. But if you ask him, his name was Joseph, okay? And a lot of people back in the day, they didn't really do last names because they didn't want no papers tied to they peoples that was slaves, okay? Now, he wasn't a slave. Senior wasn't a slave. Senior's granddad wasn't a slave because he got about that. Well, he was, but he got about that water, okay? So he just didn't want no papers tied to him. So yeah, he had AKA, okay? And so now we're going to jump right into his boxing career, okay? And he is described as black as midnight, which he's not black as midnight. He's just chocolate. Okay, he ain't even that dark, and y'all gonna see the chocolate in that he ain't even that chocolate, y'all. And he ain't no black. I seen black as midnight. I seen a basketball player like he was navy blue. That man ain't even that black. Okay, but anywho, he is set to be 6'1", 186 pounds, and he has 82 bouts. He wins 42. He loses 5 times, and he has 3 draws, and the other ones is unreported, which probably was because of you know that part. Okay, his first debut is in Sydney, Australia, against Jack Haynes, and he is it's not even a lose or a win, it's a draw, and this was January 1882. He then goes on to defeat a guy named Dubo, and he defeats him March 1st, 1882. Next is George Cave, January 28th, 1884. Tom Lee, January 28th, 1884. Yeah, same day. And he wins this match. And this match prompts him to be the Australian heavyweight champion. Okay? He goes on to fight a guy named Bill Frannen, July 26, 1884. This match he does lose to TKO, and then he loses 2 more times, okay? And he continues to fight and win the rest of his matches to the point where he decides, him and his team decide, ain't nobody else out here for us to fight. So what we about to go do? Let's go to America. Yeah, let's go. And that's what he does. He goes to America. But this is not his first time coming to America. He had been in America previously. In 1878, I told you he has seven siblings. And he had a brother named James that was living in New York. And he wrote his brother and he said, bro, I want to come out there. And bro was like, okay, come on, come out here. But I don't know what happened to James. Yeah, he told his brother to come out here, and when Peter got out there, James didn't live there no more. Yeah, I don't know if he got evicted. I don't know if he had to hit the high. I don't know. Don't nobody know what happened to bro. We just know that he left his brother. He left his little brother stuck on stupid, pretty much. But he didn't let that bother him because he remained in America and he started training in America as well. He started taking up jobs there as well, still dealing with water and boats as well. Okay. And then um, June 20th, 1888, this is where he has his debut with a gentleman by the name of M.J. Sullivan with the KO, no relation to John Sullivan, okay? And then he begins actually fighting in expedition matches through London from May 12th, 1888, while still trying to come for the top dog to get that top belt, okay? And then he goes undefeated until March 22nd, 1898. He loses to James J. Jeffries. His second loss was to Godfrey. Okay. And then in 1891, John L. Sullivan, of course, dubs him for a match. Because, you know how John is, you know. He's not fighting He's not fighting no Negroes. Okay, you know, you knew that was coming. Don't do me, y'all. Y'all know how John feel about the Negro. He ain't fighting no Negro. Okay, and so he does them. And then another person comes along and he like, listen, bro, you don't want to fight him. I'll take him on, and that's what happens. Okay, and I forgot the guy name, but they go on and that was a draw. That wasn't a loss. That was a draw. And now we're going to jump straight into the challenges that he faces. Sadly, by the age of, I believe, 18 to 21, his siblings start passing away. Okay? You have to remember this is the 1800s. Tuberculosis was epic. It was like what, that thing that's out right now. That's what tuberculosis was back then. Okay, so by 1870, his siblings started slowly passing away. Not to damper it and make it more worse, his dad passes away in the 1870s as well. So around this time now, it's only now he's just left with, I think, two other siblings and mom, okay? But they're back in Australia or West Indies. And then once again, he's held back from gaining the champion because John, you're stressing me out, sir. Sorry, but you're stressing me out. In March 1891, and I believe this wasn't his final in the ring match because he still was doing expedition matches. But in his this match right here, he had an ankle injury from training, and it basically cost him the match. Okay, he couldn't continue on. This was in like the 30th round, I believe. He was like, I can't continue on because of the ankle. Okay, and he also had tuberculosis in the lung, and it was causing a very bad effect on his well-being, which makes total perfectly sense. Controversy time. Y'all know there's always some controversy up in here. Controversy time. Rumors say that John was on some ish like, if he pay me 30 racks, I'll fight him. Pause though. Pause. He started drinking alcohol and he started enjoying the fast women and he started blowing the money. Okay? Now his accomplishments was that he was the greatest boxer in ever. Point blank period. My sources say he was smoother than Joe. You know who Joe is, y'all. Mr. Joe Louis. They said he was Joe Louis before he was Joe Louis. They say he was Michael. He was Muhammad before Muhammad was Muhammad. Okay, that's what the sources say, not me. Okay, they say he is smooth. He was smart. He was wicked. He was a gentleman. And he also was a sex symbol, ladies. Yes, ladies, they say that Mr. Peter Jackson was a sex symbol, all right? And then they say that he went to the Jim Mason School, because you know every great pioneer back then opened up schools, and Mr. Jackson decided that he wanted to go to the Jim Mason School, which I ain't even mad at him on that because we're gonna get to Jim Mason later on as well. Okay, he is also known to be a quick mover. He is a prize fighter, and he is compared to be a lion in the ring. Wow. Okay, I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna say that. Okay, Jack Jackson and Peter Jackson, no relation, had the same trainer. Now, some of y'all know who Jack Jackson is, okay? He is stated to be too much in the ring, okay? I don't mean that in a bad way, neither. I mean, the boy is sharp. I said he was compared to a lion. So, yeah, he's too much in the dang one ring, okay? Now they stated that he took his time getting in the ring. He took his time while he was in the matches. He took his time jabbing. He took his time popping you as well. And he moved like he was possessed, okay? And he also was real dangerous with a 1-2 hitter, okay? So you better watch out when you come with that 1-2 hitter because you never know what might just hit you, okay? He is inducted into Ring Boxing Hall of Fame of 1956. He is inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1990. He is inducted into Sydney's Hall of Fame. I believe it was 1967. Okay? He opened up a school in London. I told you this is where he did his expedition matches at, okay? So while he was in London, he opened up his school in 1897. Mind you, he was in Paris from 1884 to 1894. So it was only right. Okay? Wait, how, Sway? I don't think he opened it up in 1897. I'm sorry, y'all. I believe he opened it up before 1897. I think he opened it up in 1887, right? If Mr. Boxing, a master of boxing, and a stinging hitter, and he is known to play himself in a play called Uncle Tom, based on himself. Okay, now my thoughts is that he did damn well good for himself. Okay, I believe that if the turbo locust, I believe that if the tuberculosis wouldn't have stepped in and started infecting his lung and his in-ring ability, he would have continued on fighting, because even though John did the shit that he did, it didn't still, he didn't slow down. He just was like, all right, you don't want to bite me, okay. But other people did want to fight him. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just unfortunately that he couldn't get what he came to America to get. But like once again, y'all know how John feel about color folks. Then y'all ain't gonna get it because you ain't got it. Temptation. I mean, the five heartbeats. Okay. Now, do I think that? Excuse me. Do I think that if Peter would have gave up the $30,000, do I think that John would have fought him? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think that Peter knew he wasn't for him. I think he knew. I think the camp knew. I think the camp knew he wasn't for him, because it is known that John did not fight any black folk. So why would he fight him now? Or because he gave him 30,000? I think he would have duped him. Yeah, I think he would have duped him. I think that he started drinking because of the deaths, the health issues, and him finally getting, and him also getting treated differently in America. In Australia and the West Indies, well, in West Indies he was like 5. So in Australia, he wasn't. It wasn't no racial boundaries that had to be broken down. If you wanted to fight, you fought. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter if it was. It didn't matter what color it was. They could just lay the smack it down on anybody. But when you got to America, he started seeing what it really was for African Americans in America, and I think that that hurt him a lot. But I think he also understood it and didn't take it personal, because anybody that had any problems with him, come step in the ring. That's why they say he was a gentleman. Come step in the ring. He wore the quarter length hat. He wore a 3-piece suit. He always was presenting himself with dignity. He was real humble. It seemed like he was a humble man that just wanted to accomplish his dreams and his goal and his ambitions. And I don't think that he was done. He died very, very early. I don't think he was done. When I say that he was a sex symbol, I only say that he was a sex symbol because the man had a picture, booty ball butt naked. Yeah, yeah, ladies, you heard me. I'm talking about head to toe, no clothes on, booty ball butt naked. Okay. So that he was definitely confident. He knew he looked good. You feel me? Like, he had a charisma and a spunk about him that you couldn't take from him. You couldn't take from him, and that's why they said he was too. That's why they said that he was too much. I don't think that he was too much inside of the ring. I think he was just too much all the way around, because once again, and I repeat it again, he was smooth. He was smart. He was a sex symbol. And he was a gentleman, but he also could fight. You can't take that from someone. You can't. And that right there will make a person cocky and arrogant and confident. Even, I'm not going to say cocky, because cocky is just, I hate cocky people. But confidence, yeah, why not? Why not have that swag with you when this is what you have accomplished? I done beat everybody in Australia. I've lost 3 matches in Australia. Only lost 2 in America. Yeah, I'm that. I'm him. Come holler at me. What's up? He's supposed to feel like that. But once again, I do believe that the passings of the siblings, the dad, the injury, the the tuberculosis, any other injuries that were suffered, had a very high price to play with the drinking, because you have to understand that this is not. I'm gonna use a wrestling term. This ain't ballerina. Boxing is a dangerous freaking sport. You don't believe me? Go do some background research on your own thing one time and tell me that boxing ain't a dangerous goddamn on sport. When people can't walk anymore because of the way that a opponent hit them, or a manager set them up to get victimized because of, it's a very dangerous sport. The same injuries that happen in wrestling is the same in wrestling, football, hockey, soccer, is the same injuries that happen in sports. So we just going off of what was reported back then. There's no telling what other injuries is reported, y'all. They didn't really keep up with folks' injuries and reports like that. They didn't really care. We was just good for just entertainment. But personally wise, yeah. But in their defense, there's no interviews and things like that on Mr. Peter, because Mr. Peter wasn't beat. Mr. Peter didn't really give out interviews. He really he didn't even know when he was officially born. Like, he no, for real. Like, it was like 4 different stories of what year and when he was born. Like, I had to dig real deep to find out. You smell me? So because they didn't keep up records like that with us. And I understand why the parents of colored children didn't keep records of us back then, because that was paper trail. You keeping records is it wasn't just like they didn't give the kids last names back then. Like his dad name is Peter Jackson, but he's also known as Joseph. If you know who Peter Jackson is, Peter Jackson sir is, then you know who he is. If you think that if you know who Joseph is, you know who Joseph is. When they got married later on, then they would give the children and the wife the last name. Or when they got away from the craziness, the foolishness that was going on and that world back then they would give them, okay, your name is going to be, okay, your last name is Jackson. They wouldn't just get them their last name right there and then. They would wait. They